So in a way, she's a hero. In many ways, she is the daughter of her mother, Inanna. And this is so amazing to me, this revelation that Lilith is actually the daughter of Inanna, because I have called myself the daughter of Inanna, have for years, believe it with all my heart. So that must mean I am intimately connected to Lilith. And like Lilith, I have been demonized. I was portrayed and I was portrayed to be evil. I was portrayed to be something I never was. And it ruined my life, didn't it? And like Lilith, I chose solitude over slavery. I refused to submit. I refused to play the role that I was placed in. I stood up, I spoke up. And like Lilith, it cost me a great deal. But I feel like redemption is nigh. Redemption is here. Lilith was right all along. Her reputation as a child killer, well, she was told that her children would be killed if she did not come back to the garden, if she did not come back to the lab and submit to their experiments. They threatened to kill her children. And as a mother, well, what would you do? If you're a mother, how would you feel about that? She was told that her job was just to bear children, children were born to be slaves. Think about that. She was just a breeder. She was just intended to be a breeder for those who would become slaves to these beings who called themselves gods. But they weren't gods in the sense of the true God. And when Lilith invoked the name of the true God, they had no choice but to release her because she knew the truth. And they didn't want her back. She knew the truth, that she knew the name of the true God. She knew because the Anunnaki's plan was to create these humans, Adam and their descendants, and set themselves up as gods. Because people will serve their God, they'll die for their God, they'll live for their God. So of course, the Anunnaki wanted Adam and Adam's offspring to not know that the it was the Wizard of Oz, basically. And Lilith blew the lid off of that because she was aware of the truth. I find that fascinating. And it turns out that I'm a lot closer to Lilith in spirit and in truth than I ever knew possible, than I ever thought possible. But that is not a bad thing. I mean, I guess to some people, people who want to continue believing that Lilith is evil, but you know, I don't, I think she was painted as evil and she did things. She was gaslit. She did things in response. She didn't want to just be a breeder for slaves. And she is close to all women who feel the same. All women who buck the system and the patriarchy, who refuse to bow, who refuse to lay down. And that gives me great comfort. It gives me enormous comfort. So I'm going to continue deep diving into Lilith, especially her connection with Inanna.